All right, all right. We are back. Let's hope our technical issues don't arise this time with Liz. I'm going to give it a minute and have the girls jump on. Thank you guys for joining in. Just wait a couple minutes. So it's been a while. What's going on, everyone? It's been a while. Unfortunately, we were unable to do one the other week. So fingers crossed it works this time. And they are jumping in. All right, there's Swan.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Whoa,
Yes. We have audio.
Okay, I'm not touching my phone.
No AirPods. So it was
Okay,
AirPods.
okay.
we're like
Not touching my
talk
phone
like you were
for the
playing it like
remainder.
even more, and I was like,
No, well, because I was just gonna crash out if it didn't work.
listen, I gotta
My
get the
Yeah.
phone was gonna
password
go off the
from
No, no
balcony.
stress because you don't need it right now.
Yeah, you're like 3 days out, right? Is it three?
Yes.
Today's
Well,
Thursday,
today's
right? Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yes, 3 days.
You look
Nice.
good.
Yeah, you look great. We're super
Thanks.
excited.
I'm like actually eating so much food. I'm very chilling right now. So
Yeah, that's good. It's a good spot to be in.
lovely.
Hi,
Yeah.
Amanda. Thank you. Yeah, we're super excited for you. I changed my gym schedule just so I could watch Toronto because it looks like a really long show. So, what
Is
time do you
it?
think you'll be on?
I know every pro division. So
I
That
saw.
model goes last, right?
I
No,
assume. Oh no.
no, it was in the middle.
Was
Bodybuilding's
it?
after.
Oh. It shows
Yeah,
you how
I
much
posted.
attention I paid to the schedule that you sent.
What's up, Amanda? I've got two Amandas in here. Yeah, the black hair. She has black hair. That's why I'm dead. Like she's like, I need to step up my hair game. Like, yeah. We call each
I'm good.
other,
Yeah, I
black
got
hair.
the fresh black on right now.
Yeah, I need to re-dye mine. Mine's like in a week, but I had to wear this cat shirt today. And our
Love
daughter's
this
like,
shirt.
I love your shirt. And I was like,
Thanks, girl. I should have brought mine. I didn't bring mine.
no, I mean, this is my Fashion Nova $8 shirt. I love it.
I know, but I should have brought my little Pro Chat one. I actually never wear it on Pro Chat. I just wear it everywhere else. But
I
I
whipped
Yeah,
will.
it out to wear it and then I forgot about it.
yeah.
It's
I
ends
gotta
up
It's like on my dresser right now.
Yeah, I gotta find it. It's in the closet. I saw it the other day and I was like, oh, I should lay it out. And then I'm like, oops, forgot. So anyway, so much has happened. Like, where do we even start? I know that we were gonna come on. Were we gonna come on before? Yeah, we
after
were gonna come on before Southern USA.
Pittsburgh.
I don't
Yeah,
even
what a
remember.
mess.
How long has it been? When
It's
was the
been a
last time we
minute.
had that worked?
Yeah. It was
All
before
right.
Southern USA because we were like, okay,
Yeah.
let's not stress about it because we're both competing this weekend. Like, let's sign off. But what happened before that? Oh, I came from Miami. I was like, what? That's not when we
Mhm.
did the show. But we already like talked about Pittsburgh. So, okay,
Yeah.
so that's where we are. I'm like, where are we? So I did Miami. I was like, what is
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
So I did Miami. I got second to Jen. Jen is already 3 times qualified for Masters Olympia. So congrats to her again. And that was a great show. At the time, it was my favorite look of the season. Actually, favorite look ever. Actually, I'm gonna be honest, is my favorite look ever. What's up, new tracks? And I got good feedback. I think I just needed a little bit more time. And that's what we were going to talk about, that week. And then the thing crashed out. But I just needed a little bit more time because I changed my posing like completely from Pittsburgh to Miami. And that was a 6-day turnaround. So I had 3 days when I was told to change my posing. I had 3 days to work on it. So I looked a little Bambi at Miami, and my feedback was to like work on my angles of my new front pose, which made sense because by the time I got to the diagonal, I was like literally in my mind, like, oh, shit. I don't know where to put my feet right now. Like with this new front
That's an
pose.
issue for a lot of people, though. Like a lot of people, they get on stage because of the staggered stance. In bikini, it's very easy to figure
Easy.
out how to angle, but in fit model, you have to practice that. I've like
Yes.
almost all of my clients, once if they've already done a show, they're like, I don't know how to pose on the line, you know? So
Yeah,
it's
and
a
I
comfort skill.
never got to practice that with my new front pose. Like I could do my old front pose there, but this one I was like, oh no, like because I literally only had 3 days, and my biggest concern was like in the front line, and even there, I think the angling was different because of the way my new pose is. Like it
Hmm.
just was different. It didn't mesh as well as I had hoped. So that was my feedback. So easy feedback, and then I was told like maybe a touch fuller than prejudging at Miami. So I was like, okay, that's easy too. Because when I look back, I pulled down from Pittsburgh. I was 107.6 or 107.8 on Sunday. By that Saturday for Miami, I woke up at 106. 106, yeah, 106 on the dot, I believe, or 106.2. It was one of those. So a
It
pound and a
makes a big
half
difference
less.
when you're like super lean to get a pound leaner, especially at our height because we're only 5'1", 5'2". So a pound
Yeah.
makes a big difference.
Yeah, so like it probably like because I pulled so hard, like I think it was not as full as I could have been. So then I repeated that peak week protocol, went out for sushi, and I like really front loaded like super hard because at Pittsburgh I did like pizza. And then I like went in and literally peaked in 6 days. It was crazy. It was probably outrageous, but it worked. So I was like, well, it worked. I'm gonna go out to eat. So I went out and got some sushi, and then I did my thing, and I was 106 Southern USA. And the thing is like before I went to bed, I was way too light. I was 107 point something going to bed on Friday, and
Yeah.
I was like, rut-row. Um,
It's
this
such
is
an oh shit moment.
yeah, it was at 9 o'clock, and I was like, I better eat a meal. And I did, and it worked out so well. And I had a little bit more food the day of show at meal one, and it was like on point. So feedback was actually all positive. They said just keep bringing that look, and like I asked because I always dig for questions. I know we always talk about feedback and like how can you get feedback? How can you improve show to show? So like for this season, I don't have to do that much. One judge suggested like if I want to get better and open to like maybe continue to tighten up my lower waist, which I agree. And I don't want to say that's easy, but it is almost because I don't think I've still truly hit my deficit yet, right? Because I literally had to pull so much fat off so fast. Like
Yeah.
I know I have more space to like I'm not at the ceiling. So I was like, oh yeah, like I think that needs to be tighter. I saw some pictures like on NPC News, like walking, and I'm like, that looks like it could be there's a little bit of fat there. Um, so that's easy stuff to apply. And then like long term, they said maybe, but don't do too much, maybe a little bit more lat. And you could always have glute depth, right? Like we all can have glute depth. Like I don't think that's ever going to be a like you should not have glute depth. They're like,
Yeah.
don't go
You need
wider though.
those for
They
good
said don't
muscle,
go wider in your glutes. They're like just
Yeah.
more
do
projection.
more projection. I'm like, that sounds fun to me.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
okay.
yeah. So that's like long term because Masters Olympia is not till August 2027. So
It's completely doable.
yeah, I'm just gonna take. I mean, I'm not
Imagine
gonna
how
like.
good you're gonna look by then when you were able to make the improvements you made from Pittsburgh to Sousa.
Yeah,
Imagine with like, you know,
I actually like so people. So one of the questions, and I did post about it. Someone did ask a question for Pro Chat, and they were like, "Can you grow?" With a short period of time between shows, like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, couple months. Not really, no, because you need to really be in a surplus to actually put physical muscle on. But what you can do is you can focus on those areas that you want to be fuller looking. And like when you're eating a little bit more, you could kind of push those nutrients in that area to look fuller. So I've obviously been applying a little bit more lat work and a little bit more glute depth because hey, even if it's a centimeter, I'm gonna take it.
I mean, yeah, that makes a big difference when you're lean though. Like,
Yeah.
and I think sometimes people think like it almost kind of looks like you're growing the leaner that you get. You know what I mean? Like it
Yes.
looks like there's more muscle there when it's really just like, no, there's just more definition and everything too. So
Just
it's
less
just all
fat
deeply
surrounding
attributed.
that muscle so you can see it better, especially with those stage lights hitting you because muscle's more dense than fat. So the way the light shines off of it also factors into it.
100%. 100%. Because people are like, oh,
The
your glutes look
magnifier that's
bigger.
there, so if you're shredded, that you'll just look way more jacked, and if you're not conditioned enough, you'll look softer.
Yeah.
Yes. Right, because Swan, your goal was like if you continued your season, if I'm
Yeah.
correct, you were gonna try to get leaner because your glutes look bigger.
Yeah.
Like your glutes, everyone was talking about your glutes after Olympia Amateur. They're
And they
like,
kept saying
oh,
that my glutes were like overpowering. I'm like, no, they just look big because I'm just lean. And
yeah,
I have
and
the
like
long tie-ins too, so it just makes everything look bigger than they actually are.
yes, with your genetics. And I
Hmm.
kind of want to talk about that too, like stage lean. Okay, because that is a good
Yeah.
topic right now.
Yep.
You know, we can say we were trying to like do something different, right? Like we were trying to we were trying to do something that actually isn't how like really we should. I mean, Liz, your story's different. You did get your pro card heavier, but like
Uh-huh.
in reality, like I didn't get my pro card. I didn't get
We
my
were
pro card like 6 pounds
skinny,
bigger.
we were little twigs when we got our pro cards.
Well, it's funny because like talking to Cash, she was like, "Oh, like that's why you were so upset was because like you were so big when you got your pro card." He was like, "You really thought you were in condition?" I was like, "Yeah, I was down
I was
5 pounds from
telling
my
girls
pro
honeydews.
card." So, well, especially when we saw like the earlier shows, but that's why it's just hard to gauge stuff because it's just different. Lineup to lineup is different. The Asian shows sometimes go softer in general, like even in bikini. So it's just like it's hard to gauge it until you're in a lineup and then it's just you just got to FAFO. So
Yeah, yeah, and that's okay. I think it's been. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's where my push came from. Everyone's like, "Wow, you're really resilient." I'm like, "Listen, I was not. I was not happy."
we all have wanted to quit multiple times and we all have
Yeah,
talked each other off the ledge multiple times.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
actually did quit this season, but I'm coming back. The comeback's gonna
That's
be really
right.
strong. So not
That's
full
It's
burn.
not
right.
quitting though, it's just an off season. Like it's just like
Yeah.
a,
And
improvement
I've been
season.
calling it a recalibration season just to reset.
Yeah.
we gotta be talk about that too. Like we've got to be honest when you've got to call your season
Hmm.
because so we'll definitely go into the leanest thing, but we also need to talk about like when you should actually call it a season, actually take a growth phase because for the most part, if they are telling you need to put muscle on, you probably should be like, okay, you know what? Right now is a good time for me to take this time so that way you can actually compete earlier in the season next year because you're taking that time off now and then you can actually have that growth. And listen, I know a lot of people are like, well, you can't grow that much, especially even naturally and all this. Listen, I don't even look like the same girl a year ago, like less than a year ago. And I was able to grow naturally. So like I always call BS on all that stuff. Like I'm like, okay, well, I just did that. Like I have so much more upper body than I did like a year ago. Like
And
so I
youthfulness, lower body fullness in general too. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm like so I think if you like guys want to actually like do better and place better, you just have to accept that feedback if they're telling you to put some muscle on, to take that time and go into that period of time. It has to be like at least 6 months, at least I say, but like 8 months ideally of actual pushing in the growth, and you've got to push in the gym. I don't care what you're taking. I don't care what you're eating. The stimulus is the actual exercise that you do and the intensity that you apply yourself on and actually doing the full range of motion. Those are my biggest tips for putting muscle on. You got to go in the gym. You got to be kicking butt in the gym, full intensity. You
Every
should be
time.
exhausted. You should be in there for a while. If not, you're probably not training hard enough, and if you're like able to walk away and be like, oh, I probably could have done a couple more reps, then you need to probably add some weight, push yourself, do the full range of motion, pause for a couple seconds. There's so many ways that you can amplify your training to put that muscle on. You need that stimulus. I don't care. Like you can take all the drugs in the world. If your training's not there, you're not going to have that muscle growth, right?
Yep.
So it's something to be honest with yourself. Like if your feedback is like, you gotta grow like some lats, or you gotta grow your glutes, or you gotta grow your legs, go take that time and apply yourself so you can actually reach your goals. Because otherwise you're just gonna keep spending all your money and getting the same result and looking the
Well, and being
same.
disappointed, like getting your feelings hurt too. Like the goal should always to be not to get the same feedback twice.
Yes.
Like you shouldn't, if you're getting told the same thing over and over again, then we need to just reassess the situation here. And I think a lot of people saw, and we've talked about this a little bit, but they saw the jump from 11th to second place at Pittsburgh. And then and it's not to say that anything isn't possible. do your thing and believe that you can do that 100%. But we have to actually think about like, okay, what feedback are you getting? Because if the feedback is to grow, then you can't do that in 3 weeks. You know, like
No.
there's some things like can't easily fix. If it's posing, if it's a tan and makeup and like little things that you can manipulate show to show, that's one thing. But if the feedback is actually like an entire body part is missing, you know what I mean? Like we just have to be realistic here because after a while, if the judges keep seeing you and you're not improving and you're not doing what they're telling you to do, they're not going to keep putting you in there, you know? And I learned that very quickly, you know? I mean, like I went from first call out to second call out, and I can only imagine where it was going to keep going had I not like really, you know, kicked it to overdrive. So you just have to be realistic, because this sport is not going to like coddle your feelings. And so you have to protect yourself at some point and be like, okay, how much of this can I take? You know, it's
And it's true because at the end of the day, you just need to get leaner. That's easy.
yeah,
For you have the muscle, right? And you change your posing a little bit, right? And like most of the pros, I'm going to be very honest, most pros are getting feedback about posing still. Like they, listen, the posing is still not 100% figured out. Like a lot of girls are getting posing feedback, and that can
yes.
make or break you, because at the pro level everyone looks great. So
Hmm.
now they're going to break it down to, how was that tan? Well, let's put him at third. Because I've heard that. Like someone went to third because their tan wasn't on point.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, like, those are the nitty gritty, like, especially at the pro level, just because the physiques are so much alike, right? Because there's only so much, we can only have so much muscle. So you can't go all there. It comes down to the shape, comes down to the conditioning, making sure you're tight enough, things aren't wiggling, and then the shape is created by the muscle.
Hmm.
And overall, my feedback first show was don't spill over and look like yourself, please. We don't know what happened. Well, because I was fat and spilled. Um, I had 3 weeks to like do what I could. Went to Pittsburgh, and I was like on this whole like unleashed thing for the first. I'm gonna just call it unleashed.
Let it all out.
I'm gonna call it unleashed because
Explain it.
they were like, for the first time, we do not like your presentation. I'm like, ooh.
Too much Biche Slay.
Way too much. It was like WBFF vibes. It
Yeah,
was
keep it PG.
yeah, 10 out of 10 don't recommend my posing routine or my or my vibe. It was way too much. And it's fine. And then when I look at it though, I still was not lean enough, I think. Like I looked and I'm like, still not my best. But I only had 3 weeks, right? So I worked what I had. Then I hammered it. I was like a completely different person by Miami 6 days later. I'm sure Tyler was like, what the look
Who
the
was that?
same. And then then I got my feedback about opposing again, but it was more just the angling. And then I was able to bring it all together, lean enough, full enough, correct angling. They that changed nothing, right? Like they're like, that's it. That there you go.
Every
Don't
time you post one of those pictures, I'm like, oh man, it's such an impressive look. Like seriously, it was like
I really liked that look. I'm definitely not changing it.
everything. No, the suit color, the glam, the tan, like literally everything came together so
Yeah.
nicely. It was obviously because you qualified for the freaking Masters
Yeah,
Olympia.
that's
So
the only reason I went up.
obviously,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
thank you. No, I really liked that look, and like I definitely like I'm maintaining close to that look right now. Actually like a little fuller in the glutes right now, which nobody's mad about. And my goal is to kind of just like maintain close enough to this, and then like 4 weeks out I'll start like hammering it again.
Yeah.
Just to like bring it down. However, I am losing progressively because I ate whatever I wanted. So like my weight was high. So I'm down like a pound and a quarter from last week already. So like nothing's crazy. So I'm hoping to be within striking distance of where I need to be, so my prep's not crazy, but I am keeping it tight, because that look
Just
was good. So
easier.
I'm going to continue to bring that look. That pose is just ideal for my body type. And we talk about that. Everybody should pose differently.
Hmm.
Yes.
Um,
Yep.
Not trying to emulate somebody else's front pose and fit model.
Because we're
Because
all
there's
built
some people who
differently.
can, yeah, like some people can pose very forward. Like Gabby has a very forward stance and it looks so good on her. I cannot pose like that. You know what I mean? Like it does
Her
not
legs are
look good.
so long, like she can pose straight on it and not look so like out of balance.
yeah.
Yeah, but there's
It's
a
that
lot of
long
us who
torso.
can't do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah. So you just have to figure out what looks best on you and then run with it, and don't try and get caught up in the trying to look like this girl and that girl, because you can't. Like, I remember talking to Cash after Pittsburgh, and he was like, you have to play your game. Like, you
Yes.
can't go play, like, because some people kind of make comments like, oh, she's very sultry in her posing, and Shaylin is like, so like, she's like my little like beauty pageant girl, like she's so bubbly and just has this, like, I swear she has like a freaking halo around her head,
Yeah, she's so
um
cute. Yeah.
yeah. And so I was like, well, do I need to be more, like, and Katja was like, no, like, you do your thing and you rock that. And that, your stuff will come to fruition when it's supposed to. And so I've really been like taking that and running with it, and just, you got to just focus on you and improving your best. And then the rest will kind of like fall into place there.
Yes, I agree 100%. Actually, because I did ask that. Like, I was like, so, like, what do I need to do to be so and so? And
Hmm.
the judge said, nothing. You got a good thing going. And I'm like, oh, they're like, just keep bringing you and like continuing to hone in on your craft, but don't change it. Like, don't. And I'm like, no,
Well, that's
trust.
where we all messed up. I mean, not
Yeah.
Swan
Oh,
as
yeah.
much, but like you and me, like we literally scrapped our entire looks that were like some of our. I mean, I would argue Junior USA's was one of your best amateur looks too. Like, and so that was obviously where I got my pro card. So obviously my best amateur look, and we kind of threw everything to the
Yeah.
wayside, and then we didn't start doing well again until we were like, okay, that suit color did look really good, and that posing actually, like, our poses are not far off from Junior USA. Obviously, I have some
No.
little, mechanical like kind of tweaks that make it look
Yeah.
more natural, but it's very similar. Very
100%.
similar.
And
They
that's
liked it
why I
on you
posted. Yeah.
enough to give you a pro card and fit model last year, and we were setting the standard for how it
Yeah.
looks this year. So it's clearly a look that worked, and we kept trying to just experiment with stuff to improve, and it just made things worse.
Yes. We just took it way too far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I just missed my pro card at Junior USA and then I changed my posing to Universe and now I've looked at my posing from Universe. I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Like sometimes you think it looks better and you're like, oh no. But
Like
my little
hindsight provides so much clarity too, because at the moment when you're going through it, you're like so filled with
yeah.
emotions and you're angry and upset, so you don't see things clearly. And then in hindsight, you're like, oh yeah, they were right.
After
Yeah,
about a
and
week,
like
I'm like, oh, okay, I see. It just takes me a week to digest
Yeah.
it.
yeah, and like Liz, like I that's why I posted our picture from Junior USA because like I posted it when my actual feedback was like, can you just bring your look from Junior USA? Could you just pose just like that with the blue suit? And I'm like, okay, so that's what I need to do. Got it. Okay,
You
so
go
like,
all the way back to the beginning.
oh yeah, it was so funny because I was showing you guys my like I was drawing on my floor with my chalk.
I remember
Yep.
the drawings on the garage floor. Yeah.
And you had like the chat GPT, like, put this foot here at this angle and this there, this time. Yeah. Yeah.
Circles.
We
I'm like,
got very technical.
I was like, I gotta figure this old pose out. I'm like going back to May 2025. I'm like zooming. I was like, thank God I've recorded so much stuff. And I'm like, what
Yeah.
am I doing? How is my foot? And I'm like zooming in and I'm like, wow. And I did it, but it's actually better than that one now. Like it's way better.
Way
It's like
better. Yeah.
like you said, mechanical, right? Like
Yeah.
because we've been posing so long and we teach posing, because I put all my clients in different poses. They all like look different. I'm like, oh, okay, this is fire. So now it's like an upgraded version of Junior USA. And like now I've of course ordered another blue suit because now I am stuck with the blue
I have
forever.
like three shades of red now, just because I'm like, well, I guess this is my fate.
Ready
Like,
to work.
But that's why you see these girls in the same colors all the time, you guys, and like in the same poses, because that is their feedback, I'm sure. Like in bikini, I'm saying. So like
yeah.
you just gotta listen to your feedback and like bring what they want to see because otherwise you might not do as good. So I brought like Junior USA like upgraded.
Yeah. Well, and if they don't give you feedback on some things, don't fuck with it. Leave it alone.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if they don't tell you, like, hey, that suit color is awful or whatever, like, if they say, hey, that glam looks great, stick with that and just
Yeah.
replicate that. Like, that's, you have to, at some point, especially as a pro, you have to establish your look. Like, if you see, like, Laura Lee, you see
Exactly.
Amy, you see
They look the
Ashlyn, they
same.
have the same looks every time you see them. They look the same. It's consistent. The judges
Consistent.
know it's predictable. It needs to be, though. So
Yeah.
don't break it if it's not.
Don't switch
You
it up, you guys.
I think it gives you a
Yeah.
leg up too, because if you bring the same overall look with the same suit color and glam, then they can focus on just your physique and give you accurate feedback on what to work on just with your physique, because everything else is the same. So it kind of lowers the variables that the judges can give you feedback on.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I agree 100%. Like, if it's not broke, don't fix, don't try to
Yep.
fix it. And, but I know, like, I get it though, because I'm like, now I'm kind of sad and bored. And I'm like, oh, but I want a new suit color. And I'm like, no, don't do it. You literally told
Use
this.
it for posing practice.
I know. So, like, okay, I guess I'll have my new, like, fun colors for posing videos.
I have
But
a darker red, and now I'm
Yeah,
like, well,
same.
I placed twice in the bright red, so now I'm kind of like, I guess I'll wear bright red again. You
yeah,
know,
stick
like,
with it, Liz. Don't
yeah,
change it. I'm
I know
telling
it's
you,
so tempting,
girl.
but I won't. But it's so pretty. Here,
Is
let
it
me
the
show
one
you
you've been
all.
checking in?
Yeah, it's kind of like a
Organ
maroon.
color.
Like this is the old, this
Very
is the new
nice.
one.
I still like the
But
bright
like,
red.
yeah, this one's more
Yeah. Yeah.
like, ugh,
But it's fun to check in with.
it's fine.
I know, but
Because
you know what I'm
because if
saying?
it's
Like, it's
I
kind of
I've got
sad.
to listen to my own advice at some point, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, so, like, I know sometimes, like, girls will give, like, feedback, like, or, like, comment about, like, even bikini pros, like, messing up on stage where they're posing, like, oh, why did that happen? Like, hello, we are human, okay? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I almost
like,
busted my butt at Pittsburgh in my back walk,
Yeah,
and I teach the back
yeah,
walk
the
very
bad,
often.
bad carpet that was that thick.
yeah,
Okay,
like,
yeah, and people didn't see that, and I don't know why that was the design choice. The carpet
three
was
inches,
so thick.
It was
at least
just
Um,
3 inches.
to like slow down because my walk, I always try to hurry up to the square, so it forced me to slow down. And then when I was watching the replay of my posing clip, I was like, "Oh, I look like I'm just walking normally."
well, it was a very long walk to the box. Also, which
It took
in
forever.
call outs, it was great. In
Yeah.
call outs, that was because there's so many fit model pros at all these shows, and we've been squeezed onto these tiny stages. And I've been on the edge of the call outs when you have to do that back walk, and you are literally. I remember it was Sage, and me and her are like this, and I'm talking to her in my back pose because we are like in each other's face. I was like, wow, this is awkward, like because that's just I just word vomit when I'm nervous, and so that part, I have no complaints about how big the stage was. It was just a very long walk into the box.
And that was my feedback. They're like, normally we like your bouncy and like excited walk, but it was because the stage was so long, it was a lot. And I was like, oh, I mean, it's fine, you guys. Like, I'm gonna leave it on Instagram. I got a lot of nice comments on Instagram about it. But my husband made a joke because he was like, Brit, he's like, I saw it like coming out for a minute and again. And I was like, oh no, like a Southern USA. And
And
listen,
your
they
husband
It's
roasted
like not the Pichet
me.
sleigh, not
Yes, I
again.
walked like a
like,
linebacker at Wasatch, by the way. Like,
oh,
what
no, you did look like a
I remember
linebacker.
Who said that? Brittany?
Brittany's husband.
So dead.
Like she's walking like dude.
She was like,
I have a habit of kind of being too casual walking to the box too, though. Like I don't know. Sometimes I'm like I just gotta get there.
I just slay way too much. I don't know, you guys. But then they were playing the best music at Southern USA. It was like
Yes.
gym music. So you saw my face in my video.
You're feeling the music, feeling all of
Dude,
the
I need
vibes.
to like, I don't know. I think I need to wear
At
like
Pittsburgh too,
earplugs.
though, like Freddie was back there, like
Uh-huh.
actually
On
mixing
top of
it
it.
up. Like me and
That's
Emma were
what it was.
backstage, like I was like doing like a little bachata and stuff backstage. I was like, okay, girl, you
That
know.
is where my slay came from, you guys. It's really dependent upon the music,
It's
and this is a
fault.
problem for me now. I think because I have so much internal. I promise this is a
Because too
problem.
much
Yeah,
slay.
now taking you
Yeah,
back
so
to
like,
what
thank God I rap music because like I was kind of more like
thugging it out.
that's my gym music, man. But I do actually practice posing to that music
I
that
know. I've heard your gangster rap in one of your check-in videos
I
one
was
time.
like, oh,
Well, maybe
I
we
do.
should like come out with a pro chat playlist for posing.
oh, that's a
Mm,
good idea.
I have a playlist, but it's like so all over the place though. Like my free stage playlist is like it's very curated to my vibe. I don't know if it would do well with the general public.
Oh, yeah, mine's
You
got
know.
a lot of yeah, a little
Mine's
too.
inappropriate, so I don't know.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
like, there's
I
definitely
don't
like some Nine
know.
Inch Nails on there, but then there'll also be
I love
like,
that industrial
like it's just
though.
like so all over the place. Yeah,
Well, I will say so. My overall feedback is very good presentation, very first call out kind of energy, very good. Made us feel comfortable. I'm like, good, I'm glad. This is great. So I have to keep
oh yeah.
myself tamed down now, which is fine. So this has been my
That's an
feedback all
easy
season.
Yeah, that's an easy fix. It's like it's not like you're like, oh, you have to grow everywhere or do this or that. I'm like, yeah.
Nope, just the first one was don't be fat and spill over, and then thereafter it was just presentation.
It's easy.
Yeah.
But you have to
I
like
do.
give you that feedback so you'll know. So you have to have those slip ups on stage or else you'll just never know.
It's how we
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and that's like the people I think that pros don't get like feedback on stuff, even when it's like posing, and it's like, yeah, because it matters so much more now. Like you said earlier, it's literally splitting hairs. It's the tiniest little stuff that they're looking for something to then move you out. They're not looking of like, oh wow, she looks so great. Like, no, it's like how could I discredit this physique from
correct.
winning? That's what this sport is.
And the
So
Correct.
judges have
don't
come out and said
give
that
them
that
that.
they're looking for your flaws. That's the first thing that they're going
Yeah,
to focus on is
Yeah.
what flaws you have. So they're not going to look at you and be like, oh, yeah, she's wonderful. No, they're going to look at the things that you're messing up on.
exactly.
And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the first person that was told that I was over the top. There's another masters athlete that has been told she was
Oh,
over the
yeah.
top. And I
Yeah.
was like, I feel related. I talked to her. I was like, I can relate to your feedback. And I actually liked her posing, but then I'm like, clearly it's a problem.
It's you. You're the problem.
Clearly I like the vibes, but it's just too much. And a lot of people, like I said, on Instagram likes the vibes, but I can see how like it's a little too much. Like, and that's good. I'm fine with that. It's just the music and the red suit, and like it's just I get into my feels a little too much, and I've realized like I need to calm my feels and my energy down a little bit, and it's fine. I'm actually okay with that. I really loved my posing at Miami and Southern USA. Miami, I felt a little Bambi because I was still like, oh my gosh, there's 3 days of this pose. I hope I can do it.
And it's
It's
hard
not a lot of time.
to
I was like, where's my leg? Okay, I
you're
think it's
so used to
working.
it one way, and then all of a sudden you're having to do it a different way. Even if it's a slight change, your body's not used to it. So it takes time to adapt to it.
Actually, I low
Especially
key.
when we're like blacked out on stage, you know what I mean? Like that muscle memory wants to kick in. You have to like fight it, you know?
It was so bad because like I was still learning them at Miami. When they pulled us out for awards, thank God it was awards. I like hit a bikini pose. Like, oh my God.
Oh,
On
I
the
do
slow
that on
side,
the side of the stage. I hit a
Down the
bikini pose on the side of
side.
the stage. Yeah.
Yeah, on the
I don't
side. I
hold
was
my
like,
shit model pose because that hurts.
it
I'm
does
not
hurt.
doing that.
I can't
no,
tell
but
you.
I did it like in the lineup. Like, well, there's only four of us, okay? And I'm like hit
Yeah.
my bikini like front hip, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, I sure do stand there with my hands on my hip and my hip popped every time.
I mean, can we stand like in a bikini front pose on the side? No.
I have.
Have you? I
Not
Well,
mean,
straight
this year I
bikinis.
did not practice both because I was still trying to convince myself I was still bikini potentially. So I was practicing both for a while, and it would mess me up because I try to hit a front pose for fit model, and then I'd accidentally do the bikini one.
yeah.
I don't I don't practice like a posing routine with it, but I will like lower bodies in bikini esque, and I'll have my hands on my just because I don't want to hold my fit model pose for that long.
Hmm.
I
Well,
do a
when
lot of
you're ready,
shimmy. Like, don't watch me on the side of the stage because I'm moving. I'm not staying in that one pose the whole time.
now I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
watch
shift
your
my weight.
Toronto.
Yeah, I'll be shifting my weight a lot. I'm not
Be
standing in one
like,
spot.
I'm like, is she doing a bikini front pose?
Sure is. Yeah.
Actually, no, not gonna lie. So like, they pulled us all out at your show at Southern USA when you guys were on like stage, and I was like, in the, hey, I moved up and call out to you guys in open. Hello. But anyway, I was like on the edge, like almost gonna fall off, and
Yeah.
the guy was
There was
like,
no rails or anything.
there was
That
like
would
no
happen to me
space.
though.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't even think I have to do anything back here. I was like, they can't see nothing. So I was just like
Yeah.
standing there.
That was me at Pittsburgh. I was like, I'm so grateful they stuck me in the back row because the front people had to hold their poses. I was like, I'm chilling back here because
Oh,
people
I
are.
hide. I
Yeah. I'm
hide.
like,
Me and Lauren actually were like off the side of the stage, like
yeah. I'm like, let me hide
hiding
over
to the
here.
back.
Just let it all hang out.
Yeah.
So let's
Just
talk
need a
about
second.
yeah. So let's talk about competition lean because we have been talking about that.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
your competition lean is going to be far leaner than you want to be. And it's going to be leaner where in normal day to day you look very small. And you just have to kind of accept that because unfortunately a lot of people are like, well, like this is hard or like isn't this lean enough to step on stage?
Yeah, it
Which
is hard.
it is
It's
hard.
supposed to be hard.
And
Yeah.
most of your bikini and fit model pros are competing a far lighter weight than you would think. I know like at my height, the girlies like Jane and Vanessa are at 105, like 104, 105. Like it's the reality. I was 106 and I still think I could come down a hair tighter in my waist. So I'm actually going to aim for 105.5. I know, I'm very particular. However, because a quarter of a pound made a difference from Miami to Southern USA. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I think it's a half pound. But you just kind of have to like realize like you got to get smaller than you think. Like I know, Liz, I told you exactly the right amount.
Yeah, you were on
Yeah.
the money with it. And the last, I mean, I was 114 in Pittsburgh. I was 114 again at Southern USA's. I'll probably be 114 again this weekend. You know, like that's
Yeah.
the number for me. But I think though, like condition is also like it varies because if
Yes.
you look at me in a lineup, I might be a little more conditioned than the other girls, but I have to be. Like
Yes.
I tried to come in with. You could
Mhm.
argue that my Wasatch condition could be similar to other girls who do place well, but because of the muscle that I have, because the
Yes.
frame, the structure that I have,
It was
I
big.
look huge. Oh my God. I have a picture of me next to Jane in first looks, and
Yeah.
I look
Big.
massive.
Yeah.
Like it's because that layer of body fat on top of what I already have, I'm
Look
way
easy.
too big. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
then you also see me lean, and I'm obviously not the size of a bikini pro. Like I'm very clearly very way too small. I get eaten alive in bikini.
Look, I mean,
Um,
even us together, like, there's no big size difference. You and I.
no,
I'm
no,
just,
it's
I'm just the older version because, and then that is the difference from like open to masters. They said it's like the skin thickness, so it's like the fullness of your skin because our skin is just on, it is thinner. My husband said that he's like you could just see it on stage. Oh, and my husband's he's writing on here. Liz, you're not allowed to touch anything.
yeah. I know. I was like, I'm not interacting with that.
Yeah.
He said gym lean and stage lean is totally different and conditioning is key in fit model. But like, like he was just like, listen, he's like, Britt, like, there's nothing wrong with your skin. It's just like that fullness, and that's what the judges are looking for when they say
It's like
fullness.
baby
Sometimes
fat.
skin.
I
It's the
call it
baby
baby
fat.
fat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm 20 years older than you. Okay, like I
yeah.
need to
It's
I
gonna look different.
yeah.
Like,
And like because I
Got a
think
lot
like
to do with the
our picture
collagen production in your skin
was
too, because that determines how thick your skin is the collagen you produce, which does go down as you age.
yeah.
yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
like even like your ethnicity can depend on like your collagen production because you see someone like Maureen, like they always talk about Maureen's
Yes.
skin texture, and that is a genetic thing. Like she's not 20, you know what I mean? But that is
Yeah.
just how hers. I mean, Swan, I feel like your skin's very similar, where you just that's how your skin texture is,
That's
which is
Yes.
why
very beneficial.
I have
Yeah. But like, but I'm okay with that, right? Like I've accepted
Mhm.
that, like because when we take our pictures like backstage, I'm like, oh, we're pretty like much built the same, and our
Yeah, yeah.
pose is actually similar. I actually think our pose is kind of similar, and like in the way of like my waist is pretty turned now versus where it used to be, and like it just looks best on me right now. But my leg's different than yours, right? But like at the end of the day, like you're not massive or anything. I'm not massive, but I also was told I don't need to put any more muscle on, right? So we're just kind of like, oh, okay, but it's the skin, and
Mhm.
you know but I did pull up pictures of me in my 20s like today and I put it on my stories. I think I've always had skin like this because I looked hard there. Like I looked like I had the same kind of like lines and like it's just maybe
It's
it's
also like
not.
a white people thing too. I feel like, yeah, like it just generally the skin
You
is
don't
like
think
a
my
little thinner.
Portuguese is holding me down, my Indian a
It
little
might
bit?
be. But I feel like that's
Um,
what you see, like especially in like men, like you see like the white guys get like shredded, and it's
my
just like
husband's got like super
yeah,
skin.
they get
Yeah.
like gradient almost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Hey, Veronica. Yeah. So, I mean, you just kind of, at the end of the day, you kind of just going to be like, okay, well, the skin part is a little bit of a difference from open to masters. And I've kind of been like accepting it now. And I'm kind of, because I got my pro card in open and I'm like, okay, well, like, I get it. Like, but, they said if I want to move up and open, just continue to pull my like lower waist down. Cause that's what happens. Like, when you're a masters, like, your lower waist does kind of not be as tight as it used to be. And then if you've had a baby, like there's all these factors.
your husband said he's
Um,
gonna look so old next to you because you don't age.
I literally look almost like actually I think I look better than my 20-year-old pictures that
You
are
look the same. Like it's insane.
I do look the exact same. That's the thing. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced. I don't think I've still brought my ultimate best. I think I'm pretty close. I'm not going to change anything, but I'm just saying I think my waist could be just a little smaller.
because
And
that's
that's
a
the
And you
lot
can
thing.
of
always
it.
get better.
Yeah, you could always get better. I think that's also why I'm competing again in August because people are like, well, why are you competing? You just qualified. And I'm like, oh, because I feel like I just got started. I literally just found my body
So
that I
we'll
need
see
to
what
bring
your
to
peak is
stage.
and if there's feedback that they'll give you when you reach the conditioning that you want. Because the lower waist is that the area that you lose fat last.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And also different lineups next to different people might change your feedback too.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I was next to somebody who has the smallest waist of them all, and she's beautiful and amazing, and she's very tall, and I'm
oh,
5'1".
Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks
I remember
great.
seeing Asia for the first time at that Southern Muscle Guide seminar, and I was she turned
Remember?
to the side, and I was just like, dude, where are your organs? It was, I remember calling you after, and I was like, that is
Yes.
nuts.
And then they said something about your waist next to her because it's like
Yes.
she's
Yeah.
like ideal waist. Like nobody,
Yes.
like her waist is ideal.
Yes.
Like I
Yeah.
wish mine looked like that. I'm like, what can I do? So I'm working on it. I mean, maybe I'll get a little close, but yeah, so you go with it. But stage lean is totally different than gym lean because unfortunately a pound or two can still make you too big on stage and you just got to accept that. Like you just got to realize you probably going to get way lighter than you think. Like I know there's some girlies that are like 5 foot and they're like high 90s and they were still told to be leaner.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's
I've
just
had
is
that
what it is.
conversation with a few posing clients. And also, I mean, so I'm at a point now, I've been lean for a second. I've been in condition for a little bit. And I'm not going to lie, like, I don't love the way that I look in my regular clothes. I went shopping today because I have no clothes that fit and I
I
am wearing
saw.
I'm wearing a 2XS. Like,
Oh
I'm,
wow.
I'm tiny and it's not my preference, but you just have to understand, like, I had to understand at least like when I felt really good in my body, like I remember feeling so good in my body right before Girl Power. I was like, oh, I still feel sexy and feminine
Yeah,
and full and
that ain't
soft.
it.
No,
No,
like
that's
so,
Yeah,
yeah. Until I got to that point where it was like, oh, okay, like I don't feel as feminine. I have my like Harry Potter vein in my forehead and all this. Lauren posted our stage pictures at awards, and you could literally see the veins in my forehead. But I'm
I
like,
saw.
that's what it takes for me to be, that's what that is for me. And it doesn't mean that has to be at for anybody else, but for my condition, for my stage look, that's why you
To
can't base
keep
anything off
placing
anyone
second,
else.
to keep placing top level. That's what you
Yeah.
need to do, and it's working. Like
Yeah.
you just gotta. That's what you have to do for your
The
best shape.
short-term sacrifice. But it's
Yeah,
not going to be where you feel the best or you feel like you look your best, like it's an entirely different goal that you're chasing. So you just have to understand that. But also I think the other part of that comes with you have to have an eye that you trust for that. Like you are your own coach now. You know what I mean? Like you trust your own eye with that. I have Cash who I'm like, I know that he's steering me in the right direction, so I don't really worry about it. Like I know that's going to get me where I need to go. So that I think brings a lot of like comfort in that situation. It's just having the people around you that you actually trust to get you there. But it's not gonna feel amazing. It's not gonna look amazing in girly dresses and stuff. Like it's just not. It's a very short phase, but that's just the reality of it. If you're feeling amazing in your gym clothes and all this that you were wearing in the off season, you're probably not ready yet. It gets to a point where you have two different wardrobes. Like I have my extra small stuff, then I have like my medium stuff, and I shouldn't be able to fit my medium stuff a week out. You know.
yeah, yeah, and just know that like everyone's body composition is different too for that the clothing too. So just keep that in mind
Mhm.
because I'm not gonna lie, I wear the same clothes all the time. I've been wearing them. I wore them pregnant. I wore 'em-
Okay, that's not the situation for me personally. Let me speak for myself.
but like I look different. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't have like veins and stuff on a normal day to day, like where I feel comfortable. Like right now I'm like, it's hard to maintain this diet. Like I am hungry. I keep telling you guys, I am like this is hard. And I've been putting more out there in regards to like what we actually do, like what our calories probably really are, what our weight really is, because like I think because people think fit model is just like this entry level, so it's going to be like easy to prep for. No, it's like I'm prepping just as hard as I did for bikini personally, me. I'm very consistent, probably better to be honest, just I'm more knowledgeable nowadays, but it requires a lot. Like it does. And like yeah, I don't go out to eat like there's so many like limitations. I have to like go walk 60 minutes every single day to hit 12,000 steps. Like
Yeah, it changes your entire life. You live your life around it. Thank you, Evelyn. I appreciate that. You have to if depending on what your goals are. you know,
Yes. Where you
that
want to be in your competition, like I always say there's levels,
hmm
right? So like if you're a novice competitor, you're just getting started, like there's levels. Like your expectations of all of this are not going to be at a pro level expectations as trying to win, right? Like the pro level, like I am doing way more than I expect like my clients to do. Now, if my clients want to get to a certain level, I could give you the tools for that. But like I know your limitations, Justin. The longer you stay in condition, the easier every prep will get and your body will respond favorably. It's funny if you ask most pros, the Lions shared didn't love the look they won with.
hmm
That's true. Yeah. I mean, it's a reality of competing, and like that's the thing with the fit model thing, what I was trying to get back to, like fit model still, like you got to do all of the things, it's just less muscle, we just don't have as much muscle as bikini.
yeah.
um it's the reality of the game, you
Well,
still got to be in a deficit. And like I've been talking about deficits all week this week because I've had a few clients think something's wrong with them or they're nervous about getting super low in food. But I've had, I had a girlie, she's 22, just competed in Cali, her second show with me. She did it last season. She did it this season, and she's been winning and placing well. Her carbs, I had to get her down to like 65 grams or 75 grams. Like it's reality. Like,
Yes.
I got down to 900 calories going into
yeah,
Pittsburgh for 2 weeks. But so we had that conversation a little bit, but it's like sometimes you just have to work harder. Like, how bad do you want it? You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, you just have to go to places that other people are not willing to go sometimes if you want it at this level. If you
yeah,
really want to be on it, like you have to think about this. I think some people, when we talk about this a little bit, talk about the Olympia so lightly. So like
yes,
that is it. Getting on that stage changes your life. Winning that title changes
yes,
your life forever. Forever.
yes.
So if you say that you want that, you have to understand so does everybody else that's on a pro stage, but also are you willing to go farther than the other 42 girls that you're sitting on that stage with? If
And
the answer is
compete
no,
show
then
to
like
show to show to show and keep showing up and never giving up and
yeah.
being resilient and applying feedback and changing show to show. Because I posted, the other day, like with my pictures, I do not look remotely the same to April, and like you don't look remotely the same to April. And you just gotta accept, like, you gotta put in the work if you want to be a champion. And if
And
you,
sometimes you have to work harder than other people too.
yeah,
Like maybe it came easier for her. That's great. I'm not her. Oh,
yeah,
she can do it. Like we talk and you do steps and like you don't have to do as much cardio. I have to do an hour on the stairs. That's what it
right,
takes for me. It doesn't
yeah,
matter what anybody else has going on, literally does not matter because I can do
yeah,
what they're doing and I can go get smoked.
yeah.
So you
And don't follow
sometimes
anyone's plan. Don't go follow
no,
my workout, like my steps, my cardio, my lifting frequency. I didn't put my macros on purpose because my clients kind of warned me, don't put it all out there. Someone's gonna go follow it, and they're gonna think
not
that
gonna help them though.
Follow it again,
no.
the same results, probably.
No. And I will be honest though, this is the lowest my food has been, but this is the best I've looked. I'm gonna be very honest. Okay. Like I was the same weight last year when I got my pro card. I will put a reel together because I showed you guys and I showed a couple of friends, and like I'm gonna splice it differently, but it's like night and day. Okay. Like sometimes you just gotta go deeper than you think to look better.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a little heavier than then, and I look better, and I'm eating less. And sometimes it just happens.
Yeah.
you, you gotta just work with it, and every prep is different too. So keep that in mind too.
And I think
And
that's
then
where I came to the realization that I just wasn't, my heart wasn't in it because I'm seeing Liz and you put all this effort and work into it with all of your mindset stuff. I'm like, I don't think I want it that badly. So
and that's what I wanted to talk about too. I know that was the topic actually.
yeah,
And like, who is the one that made you be like, oh,
I think it was just the conversation with Cash from
yes,
Pittsburgh where I was like trying to get him to be my coach and he was seeing through all my bullshit because I was trying to convince him I was serious. And I was like, man, I'm trying to convince him and I can't even convince myself that I'm serious about this. So I think this is a sign I should bow out. So
and
that's what it is.
I respect you so much for that, because it's hard to make that decision to be like, because I know we were all so excited about the pro season. And I respect you so much for realizing like your mindset and your heart is not into it. And you knew when to be like, all right, let's call
Because
it a
even
season.
like at the beginning of the season, I jokingly said that I didn't want to be Miss Olympia, and I think I actually did mean it, but I was trying to convince myself that I didn't like actually mean it, and like I wanted it so bad. But then it's like the Olympia is this very difficult thing that only one person can win, and there's only 22 shows, maybe more now. So it's like all these people are going for it, and it's like you have to give your all if you want this goal. And I wasn't willing to give my all this season. So I don't want to come back until I'm at the point where I can give my all.
I think
Because why
that's fair.
not?
Yeah, I think
Why
that's a
why show up at
mature.
70%? You know,
Yeah.
that's
Because I mean,
That's
you can
mature
do that
decision.
showing up and like getting incrementally better, but until you win a show, you're not going to the Olympia, and that's that.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you can say
Yeah.
you want it all, and it's also just like there are so many roadblocks before you get to that point. I get really like irritated with certain comments, and say whatever you want, it doesn't matter, but I get irritated with certain comments with people saying, well, it's not the placing I wanted, well, it's not this, it's not that. You gotta you gotta take baby steps, you know what I mean? Like, okay, if the first goal is first call out, okay, great, now we made first call out. Okay, then the second goal should be, okay, let me move up in first call, let me try and break top five. Okay, then it's like, okay, let me break top three. Now you're a contender. Now this is tangible, okay, now you could win. But then, hey, one, you got to hold it. First of all, that's not easy to do. If you've seen a lot of us bounce around and placings, especially the top five girls, there's a consistency to it, but it's
Yes.
a lot of moving around. You got to go hold your ground up there and then be better. And everyone else is getting better too. Everybody else is improving all year too. No one else in that top 10 is sitting on their butt just rolling into the next show. So you have to continuously bring it and then understand, okay, now I want a pro show. Okay, cool. There's going to be 16 girls in the Olympia, so 15 girls have to lose. Then there's six girls outside that top 10. So we have to just be realistic with things of, okay, do you want to be last place at the Olympia? Like, it that's the conversation I have with myself of like, okay, how long do I want to keep going at this? If depending on the feedback, whatever, it gets to a point where it's like, do you want to claw your way in, or do you just want to take a step back, give it a minute, and then come out blazing? You know what I mean? Like, you have to have
Yes.
those realistic conversations with yourself and almost like protect yourself from a level of disappointment too, because this sport will disappoint you. It will. If you let it, if you put all your emotions into this and you can't separate things, it will wreck you. And I think a lot of girls realize that this year, and we've all had our own ego death in this pro season. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
All of
So,
us.
so
Yes.
All of us had the humble pie this year. But it's just, you got to understand, the goal can't be, I'm going to be an Olympian before you're ever on a pro stage. That's crazy. Like,
Yes.
we have
Or
to
or like
chip
never
away.
even place top 10. Like listen, I've accepted. I just told y'all, well, I'm not making it to Open Olympia. Okay, like, I'm just happy that I was like in third call out in the middle this time. Like, thank God. But like, you gotta just be honest with yourself at the end of the day. Like, sure, maybe I'll get to crawl to the second call outs. Maybe like keep bringing it. Like, if I keep that waist tighter, like that's a realistic goal for me. I think
100%.
that's
I think it
that's
also helps too to figure out like why do you want to be at the Olympia too? Like what
yes,
why? Like do you want to just be there to be there? Because I think that was what my mindset was. I just wanted to be there, and it's like that's not strong enough to keep you motivated through preps.
that's
Well, and
true.
also, what do you think that this is going to do for you? Because I think a lot of people think a pro card is going to do something for you. It's
Doesn't.
not. You can put IFBB Pro in your bio. I have it hanging above my bed. That's all that pro card did for me. You know what I mean? So also then being an Olympian, what do you think that's now going to do for you? You're not making money outside that top five at the Olympia. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
you just have to understand that it might not be this big thing. The things that you think are going to come with it might not. And you have to then be okay with whatever you did and everything that you put on the line to get there. Now you have to be okay with that when it doesn't all look how you thought. It's very sparkly and shiny and all those things. And we
Same with
see,
competing. Same with
yeah,
competing.
we
Same with
see the
competing.
pros like Laura Lee, whatever, and they just I say just slightly, but work out and they whatever. But she's been doing this for 15 years. You know, she
Yes.
turned pro at 17. I think she's
Yes.
30 now, so 13 years. You know, like
Lots of
that's
sacrifice.
the
There's a
life
lot
that you're
to
seeing
go
these
into.
Olympians live is because they've done this for 10 years. It's not that, so you have to be in it for the long haul. You really do. And you just have to really assess, like you said, why do you want it? And do you think it's because you're going to get a bunch of money or followers or whatever? Because that's probably not going to happen. Just being realistic. That's not me trying to be negative. It's just like, yeah, I've been around the block,
So
you
a
know?
lot
We just,
more
Yes. And
pressure on you. The higher you get, the more pressure it is. So you have to evaluate too if you're mentally ready to handle that pressure.
well,
because you
yes.
think you want it. You think you do
And
until
then
you
you
get
gotta
it.
hold it. We had talked about
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. You gotta hold those wins then. Cause now you're like, oh, well then I won. So now where do I go? So like even for me, like doing 40 plus and like Masters Olympia, I'm like, okay. So now
Like,
Now I have to
there,
go hang with
we
everyone else
made
who's been
it.
winning.
yeah, and I'm like, oh wait, this is like way harder again. Like now I just leveled it
Yeah.
up again. And I'm like,
It's
oh
like starting all over when you enter the pro
yes,
stage too, because like I feel like an amateur again. So it's like
yes,
I'm at
it's
everything. I
hard.
just like go back to the foundation of everything I started off with because I like kind of let everything go and tried to band-aid fix a lot of things to get to even my pro card, and I tried to carry those bad habits onto the pro level and it doesn't work anymore, so I have to go back to square one and fix all of that
No, that's a
or
very mature
again.
assessment of yourself. Like knowing like to be a pro, you got to act like a pro, and to maintain being a pro and actually compete well as a pro, you've got to act like a pro still.
Yep.
So I think that's an honest assessment, and it also comes down to competing, like in general, like getting on stage even for the first time. Why do you want to compete? And is it really as glamorous as it looks on Instagram? It's not. That's why I keep putting it out there how hard it is. Because I'm like, yeah, it looks great on show day, but I'm gonna be honest, on show day, I don't even like posting by myself. I like comparisons. Get me off that stage. Like in the back pose when I know I can turn around and get off, I'm like, yes.
That
Oh my
really
gosh. I remember at Pittsburgh, I was like so excited, like because I was finally in that top four confirmation. And I remember just like I was like so serious, and I just like cracked a smile. I'm like cheesing in my back pose. Like I was just like I could have done a backflip on that stage. I
Oh,
was
I
so
bet. It was
excited.
so
I was
exciting.
over there all teary-eyed when they called your name too in Pittsburgh. I was
Yeah.
like, oh
Dude, that was me backstage when they called Brittany because I'm like peeking behind the curtain and they called her. I was like, yes. Dude, I was when I saw her run backstage with her trophy, I was like, oh fuck. Because
It's
we
nice
get
to live bigger and
invested, you
better.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so getting to see that, I literally like I have freaking chills on my arm. Getting to
Oh, I
see
know.
that
And
in person.
I was like hanging out there with
Yeah.
myself, and I'm like, Liz is going on stage. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere.
Well, and then I
And
was like, I
getting
can't
my
cry because
feedback.
I gotta get back up there.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I know, right? And like, and I'm like standing there, and like Mo's giving feedback. I'm like, I'm gonna wait. I go, Lizzie's on the stage. I have my phone, and I'm like in the back. It's like you got stupid pictures because it's all I was like at my
Yeah, well, they're
table.
cute.
Yeah, and I'm like chewing pizza, and I'm like, this is great.
The pizza was, oh my God, that's the best idea ever. Every promoter listening, please have pizza backstage. There was like 20 boxes of pizza back there stacked up. As soon as you
So
got off stage, it was lovely.
we
It
were
saved you
like,
from
I'd be
being,
double fisting the
oh
oh.
pizza.
yeah,
It made feedback line so much easier because like we were like
yeah.
had
Yeah,
stuff in
for
our
sure.
stomach that would like real food like pizza, and I was like, this is great. And then I had my pictures after. I'm like, oh, I just ate pizza. I'm like, great. I look
Same.
a little distended.
Well,
Dang.
even I was getting my feedback from Mo, and I was feeling like really like hyperglycemic because I had like two of the cookies from Cured by Cookies, and they're like
Oh yeah.
thick. And so I was sitting there, I was like, I'm a little like flush right now. Like I'm like, I think I know what you
You're
said,
right,
but can
make
we
sure,
just
right?
confirm?
Yeah, it was so nice to be there, like with each other. Like, I wish I was in Toronto this weekend to see you because I'm very excited. You're definitely a top runner. And someone had asked, like, what have you changed from going, like, from your, your 10th, 11th placements to second? What were those biggest changes? I know we talked about it. You just need to get leaner, but what else
But
did you
then like
do?
so much also, like then it was down to every detail. I switched from using pro tan to liquid sun rays. And if you look at my pictures, the tan is like night and day difference. And it just works better for me. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And people are like, just do super dark, do this, do that. I had 8 coats of tan on
Yeah.
at Girl Power. It's just me. I have no base tan. You see how pale I am. I switched to liquid sun rays. I did my hair differently. I did a little teasy situation and I put in more extensions. I changed the suit color.
Mm-hmm.
I even changed my glam a little bit. I wore colored contacts. My posing, I was very specific in my posing, that I do not, I'm specific in my angling. I don't show a bad angle. I don't open my waist up. I'm very like, and then generally just going into it like more confident. Um, I was talking with Lauren backstage just when we were hiding off to the side of the stage, and we were just all giddy because we were top four, and it was and I kind of told her like I kind of in a way stopped giving a fuck, like in the sense of like I stopped chasing it. I was just like I don't care about the placing anymore. I just want to consistently be better. I want to show up better. I want to find something I'm gonna work on and fix. Even after Pittsburgh, it's like, oh, you're perfect, and I'm like I don't, that means nothing to me.
There's always
I
something to
still
work on. Yes.
Yes, I still saw things. Me and my friend Becca, she's a dance teacher, and we sat there and picked apart my posing and just found like little stuff that we could improve on. And then obviously we had Tyler's feedback on a couple things too. But like it just got down to the nitty gritty details. But when it's 10 details and you put all those together,
Yeah.
it makes a huge, huge
Yes.
difference. So
Yes.
even from Southern USA, there was stuff that, which, well, I will say it was 100% humidity outside. So there was a couple things with glam and hair that I didn't love so
Yes.
much. But like, we could only do what we could do. My extension was like sticking out of the side of my head,
Yes.
but it was so bad. I was like driving Cash nuts, but I was like, I didn't. It didn't matter at that point. But
Yeah.
there was a lot of little things that you kind of have to be really analytical, and you have to look at yourself objectively and not like,
Yes.
oh, like I put all this effort into this or that. It doesn't matter.
Everybody
And then you have
does.
to, yeah, and you have to pull out those call out photos. Somebody buys the live stream, and I rewatch the live stream after every single show. I
Mhm.
watched all of it. I drilled my back walk after Pittsburgh. I will not trip in the back walk ever again. I'll tell you that much. There's so many little things that I picked apart, and you have to be that way if
Yeah.
you want to do well, but then also stay there. To be
And
extremely
that's
analytical.
and that's what I do, right? So like literally, even from Miami to Southern USA, there was a few things like I still think I need to turn more in my front pose. So that's what I ended up doing going to Southern USA. Um, I put more extensions in for Southern USA and it looked really good. And now I know I need all of them in. I need
Mhm.
the full head of hair and it just
Oh,
looks
great.
so much better for me. It makes me look fuller overall for me. So don't do it. Don't, doesn't mean you do it. Doesn't mean you do it. Okay. Like it was just for me. It just looked better on my
Same,
head.
same for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
But we
And
had talked
just
about that. That was kind of something you and I were talking about personally. Like I was like, "What do you think about this?" Because you're the glam girl. So I was like, "What do you think if I have all of them in?" And it made a big difference.
It
Um,
does.
I
The
think it
vol
adds
just the
and
pressure
volume.
onto you too if you focus too much on the placements. Whereas if you focus on just getting better with each show or better with each package every time you step on stage, that just ties it all together and eventually you will get the placement that you want.
yes,
Yeah.
and
And I know
improvement
it's like
every
such
time.
like generic, like I know I used to hear that as an amateur and be like, okay, whatever. But if you attach your self-worth to your placements,
Mhm.
you are not going to be here long because you are going to get so disappointed. Like, I know you can say I'm whatever going into this show, but it doesn't really matter. One, I've lost all season. You know what I mean? So to me, another loss, it doesn't weigh anything with me. I want to look better. I want to show Tyler that I look better from Pittsburgh. I think I'm not sure who else is on the panel, but if they've seen me before, I want to show them that I did what they told me to do. Like, and that can be your only
Yes,
focus. If you
and
focus
that's
on
what they like to
anything else,
see.
you're bound for disappointment.
And that's what the judges like to see. They like to see that you applied the feedback because that's exactly like how you move up. They'll tell you that too. Like literally I took the feedback from the Pittsburgh judge that I knew was judging Miami, that I knew was judging Southern USA. Well, I didn't know they were judging Southern USA, but they ended up judging Southern USA. And what they said to me from Miami was it was so cool seeing you put that all together, and the smile on that judge's face that I applied that feedback while I was on stage was confirming to me at Miami, like, okay, that's what they wanted. Because that was smiling ear to ear. Like, you listened to my feedback 100%. That was my only goal. I need to show that I was able to apply that feedback in 3 days for Miami. And
Hmm.
then that was and I didn't even ask for feedback again at Southern USA from that same judge because I just knew he was happy that I brought those changes at Miami. So I didn't need to ask again. Like, like, great. That's what
Yeah.
they want to see, though. They want to see improvements. They want to see that you took that feedback and applied it, and you're gonna get further in your competition, whether it's amateur or pro. This goes to amateurs too, you guys. Like that's the only way you move up in the amateurs. You could place third, fourth, fifth, and then you could apply your feedback, and literally the next show, like 2 weeks later, you could be first. It
Especially if it's the same
happens,
judging panel. You know, like
especially in
if
the
you know that that judge told you to do something, you better do it before you get back in front of them. Or else, like,
yes.
like it's just kind of silly to show back up the same. Like, I know if I have to get in front of Mo again, I know she wants me fuller. So
Yeah.
I better not show up unless I'm fuller. And you can almost expect to do worse if you don't listen to the
If you
feedback, just
don't listen,
because.
yeah. Yeah, because they'll be like, why didn't you listen? And they'll say that
Yeah.
too.
They
Like,
remember you if they see you enough times.
Yeah.
yes. They're very good with like remembering you. Like I'm sure they look at like they have the list. I'm sure they look at the pictures briefly or something. I don't know how it works. I don't know how judging works. They're doing that seminar. Are they doing that seminar in Toronto right now or
It's Friday. Yeah. I think I might go to it. Just
ah?
to,
But like I saw like Nashville Fit Show is doing a seminar and they actually have like a judge's question like thing like how do they do judging and like it would be curious questions that like do you guys like look at the pros like before they compete like I'm kind of interested in that
There's so much involved
they,
with backstage stuff too that you wouldn't like know until you're doing it.
mhm.
yeah.
And well, they said that at least for Fit Model before the pro season that they had kind of pulled up all the
Yeah.
overall winners and
Hmm.
kind of picked apart what they liked out of each winner to teach the head judges like what we're actually looking for. So they see things, they do their own research. Don't be naive to that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So my goal right now is to do some more shows so that I can block out all of the crappy pictures from the start of the season. So I just want to fill it up. I'm gonna fill it up with like the past 4 shows have looked like this.
Well, so I asked like every judge that was on the Pittsburgh panel because you know, like I wanted to know what all of them saw. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so I asked Bernadette, and Bernadette gave me the most in-depth feedback I think I've ever gotten, ever. And she pulled up all of my pictures. And she was like, okay, do you see from here to here how you changed this to this and this to this? And like she really gave me a really in-depth breakdown. But that also means, hey, they're watching. They're watching how all the other shows are going down. They're looking
They're
at you.
gonna see all
They
my
even if
ugly
they was
pics.
judge. You said
Ugh.
what?
They're gonna see all those ugly pictures and start them my
Oh,
Yes,
well, listen, the
all
person who
work
made one of the
photo.
Toronto Flyers put my Wasatch
I
prejudging picture on there. And I
saw.
was like, that's really rude. That's rude. I
I
had better
saw.
pictures than that. But
Yeah,
okay, I'm not reposting that.
such photos. I was like, you could have pulled up my amateur Olympia look, but that's fine.
Your
Yeah, like,
amateur
okay.
your amateur Olympia look is still my favorite one. So
I've been trying to
Yeah.
avoid that look all season. It's like I just got to get back to that look. They told me not to change anything. I kept trying to change everything. I was trying to bring the package that I felt like, oh, this is how I look best, like in real life. That's not what they want.
no, it's whatever you think looks good is probably not the
You have
win.
to start having
Well,
disconcerting looks.
yeah, that's what we
Like,
talked about. If you feel too good.
okay, like, are you eating enough? That's when you know you're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got some upcoming shows. So obviously Toronto this weekend, and then we've got St. Pete's. So I'm not sure who's all going to do St. Pete Pro, but I love St. Pete. It's one of my
Dude, the
favorite shows.
surfboard, that's like,
Surfboard.
yeah, I already decided I'm not doing, I just need a break regardless of whatever happens. I need a break. But damn, the surfboard looks really
Oh
cool. And I just love the way
my
David promotes
God.
his stuff too.
David is awesome. Like I said,
His
St.
videos are so funny. Like he's hilarious.
Yeah, I am not competing because I'm at my sister-in-law's wedding. We're not in the States, but I love that show so much just because that was the whole reason why I came back to competing after retiring for 7 years. Do the pros win the surfboards? I I don't know, Angie. I think so. I should ask him.
And she's like, that's a deciding factor
So,
here.
right?
I think
I
Angie, are you doing it?
Get 3 surfboards if you're a pro.
Yeah. But I love that show. It's so well ran and great judging panel and like great location. Oh, Justin said yes, they give surfboards for the
okay.
pros.
You're doing a
Look,
good job promoting the athletes during the show too.
And
and
Angie's
she
here.
said yes. Go get that surfboard, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so St. Pete Pro is such a great show. Like
Well, then you're in St. Pete too. Like it's like such a
I'm
lovely
like
place to
30
be.
minutes off the street from
Yeah.
it.
I
So,
just need like to go vacation. Like if you're gonna be like location for me matters where I'm
oh,
going.
it's
Like when
so
I
nice,
went
you
back to Orlando,
guys.
I was like, oh, I hate Orlando so much. But like
Yeah.
Toronto, like I came out on Wednesday just because it's like I don't know, you're in Toronto, you might as well.
Yeah, Toronto's
Yeah.
fun. But like St. Pete is nice and like the great food, great vibes. We're actually gonna go to St. Pete this weekend and go to the gym. But yeah, it's like literally up the road. Like it's not even I could go downtown in my area in Sarasota or I could go to St. Pete like in the same amount of time. But that show just has so much heart for me because it like promoted me to like come back to competing turning 40. I was like, 40th birthday goal. Who cares? Let me just do NPC bikini. Whatever. And like here we are, 2 years later. Now I'm in the pro league doing all of these other things. But like, and then Justin came back, my husband, also after 8 years last season and did St. Pete. So like it's our like family show. I kind of laughed. I
Also a
was like,
special place in your heart.
yeah, like it's our family show. Maybe we should do it together next year. That would be
Yeah.
Good.
I mean,
killer.
imagine winning it together. Like how cool that would be.
How amazing would that
With
be?
your surfboards.
Yeah, matching surf. And then we really need a bigger house. Like we have way too much stuff. But so yeah, you guys check out St. Pete Pro, and then after that, there's like Portugal Pro, which is exciting because I feel like we haven't had any over there yet. So
I feel like
I
that's
think
the
it's gonna be pretty
first
good. Like I've heard some.
show.
Sorry.
Is that the first European show going down?
yeah, so I'm excited about
Yeah.
that. And then after that, I think is Vancouver. Oh, there's some in Asia too. But like I'm trying to go with different areas. But Justin said he's in, so it looks like we'll compete in next year, you guys. No. And then Vancouver sounds like a great show too. They have Fit Model. Both shows have open and masters, so keep that in mind. The St. Pete and the Vancouver, and then right after Vancouver, there's the Tampa Pro, and there's masters on Thursday night, and there's open on Saturday. And then Sunday, there's a Toronto Natural Pro show also. And if you win a pro show natural or get first or second place, then you can do Ben Weeder in November. And the winner of Ben Weeder goes to the Olympia. So that's how natural works. There's a few natural shows, one the week after Olympia in Texas, I believe. And then also Ace of
Ace of Stage, yeah.
that's the week after Olympia, and that's open, and they just added 40 plus masters as well. I will not be doing anything after Vegas because I'll be partying with my husband for his 40th in Vegas. We're eating food and going to the gym, and we're gonna watch Liz on the Olympia stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, one day. Hopefully.
China next week is also natural, Angie said. So
Okay.
I guess there's a natural show in China next week. So there'll probably be a good little group of pros, probably I would assume like 10, 12, 14, maybe at Ben Weeder. I just know in
I
my
hope so.
plans, like I'm not going to be competing through the rest of the year. I'm just taking I need metabolism time off. I need money bank time off. It's very expensive still competing. You guys got to remember, like, it costs money to travel. It costs money. If you're a master's athlete, you have to pay fees to enter. So it's just, it adds up.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It doesn't get
so
cheaper as a pro. I mean, it really, really doesn't get any cheaper. I think people think that it does, and the only thing you're not paying is registration fees for open.
for
Like
open,
so
yeah,
masters still pays, and I want to say usually a master's registration fee is usually more than an NPC
it is.
registration fee. So normally NPC is like 115. I think masters is like what, 175?
Yeah, it depends on the show. So I've been paying a little more depending on the show I've registered for. However, there's prize money, and it
Mhm.
depends, what you feel like getting out of it, right? And it depends where you're also what your feedback has been and where you've been placing. You got to keep that in mind too, right? Like if you're a good placer, it might be worth it, right? If you're
Yeah.
just continuously do it. But you are a pro, don't your sponsors pay your way?
Sponsors, you're cute. Because
And
you get all
that's
those sponsors when you get a pro card, right?
yes.
Everyone
We
wants to give you money when you get a pro
So
card,
we
right?
had talked about that briefly, and then we'll wrap up here in a minute. But we had talked about like, does the pro card get you all these things? It doesn't, but like building your brand and like sharing your journey will, because I've had all these sponsors before I got my IFBB Pro card. I had sponsors before I got my other pro card, in another federation. Actually, some people dropped me when I switched federations. They're like,
But
they're
you have to make it work for you. Like
yeah,
you have to make it mean something. You have to, but everything you can do with a pro card, you can do without a pro card as far
yes,
as like the money aspect goes. There's amateurs that have way more of a following. They make way more money than
yeah,
anybody. And they might never get a pro card, or they might get a pro card and then it might never place as a pro, but they're still making a living off this when the other 40 girls on stage aren't, you know? So
correct. Yeah, you got to share your journey, be realistic, and then like let's talk about life after competing or taking some time off. Like Swan, you've been busy. Everyone's like, "Where are you?" Well, you're working your job. Like you're busy. You're
But
also
made me
spending time with
realize
your husband.
like how much my work stress impacted my preps too, because like now that I'm fully cognizant and have full calories in me, I'm like, oh wow, there's like a lot of stuff that I'm behind on, and I have to work on delegating stuff at work too. So it's like I work in management, so it's a stressful job just by nature of it. So it's like I have to work on just not trying to do everything myself and delegating stuff to other people, so that way when it's time for me to go back to prep, I don't have to worry about my workload being as heavy.
Say so like you got to consider those things, and like life after prep, like, or improvement season, you've got to slowly trickle down all of your regimen, but don't eliminate it all at once. You guys got to take it easy, still get up. If you're someone that gets up and walks every day, or you get up and do cardio, continue to keep that in your regimen. And if you don't feel like doing that forever, that's fine, but you've got to taper it down. You can't just eliminate it once you're done competing. So if you're listening and you're like going to do your first show, or you're doing your first season, you got to slowly taper everything down. If you eliminate it all at once, you're going to regret it. You're going to gain a bunch of weight. I made a post the other day about your calories. You will gain a bunch of weight. I'm going to tell you guys right now, and no one can ever say, including my clients, Britt, you never told me this is going to happen. Well, it happens. People gain like 10 pounds easily in a week.
I've
Easily.
gained 20 in two.
See,
So
Yeah.
yeah.
it
I was going to the
happens.
gym cold turkey and I felt like crap for probably 4 weeks after Pittsburgh. I'm
Look,
like,
if you're
oh,
gonna eat
I
like
need
an ass,
to
you
relax.
have to just go train. You have to
Yeah.
put your feet
Yeah,
to it.
It's like
but
all
you
the structure I had during prep just went out the window because I'm like, I have total freedom now. I don't have a show in the future, so I can just do whatever I want. So I would just sleep in, not go to the gym, ate whatever I wanted, and I felt like crap afterwards.
see,
Like,
there's the
it's good,
reality.
but it's actually like not that great in reality.
And don't do it, because it's really hard to come back from that. And now I'm not saying you, if you don't,
That was literally me.
She's like, yeah.
I'm like, I've gone to the
look,
gym
my husband, 40 pounds in
times
three
a
days.
week.
Listen, and I am not an angel, okay? Like, I listen, like it happens, I get it, but like I'm trying to coach y'all in the fact that you gotta take it easy going back into your real life off of competing, because you're
Mhm.
gonna gain that weight and you're not gonna get it off. Then you're gonna try to crash diet, then you're gonna yo-yo diet, because you're gonna feel guilty, or you're
You're
just
gonna
gonna
hate
say,
competing.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Or are you going to say, bodybuilding ruined my life and I hate competing? It was so obsessive, blah, 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 blah. Because I've had first time competitors say, like, oh, I should never compete. Like, it's awful. Like, I don't want to do this anymore at all. And then they're like, just throw out all of their habits out the window. Wait,
Yeah.
what? Like, what? Like, you got to realize this is a sport. And then you've got to realize there's this process after that you have to follow, or you're going to
Yes.
be miserable. And then you're
Even
also not going to make progress in your, if you want to compete again, you're not going to make progress if you have so much fat on you that your body is not able to actually process the food that you should be eating to train to put on quality muscle. Because it's having a lot of fat's not going to help you with muscle. It's not. You got to pull the fat off.
And
And
then
then
all the muscle you added off of your body too.
it's a
Yeah.
disaster. So just chill out. The food will always be there. Just give yourself 6 weeks, you guys. Six
yeah.
weeks. Just you don't need to do it forever. And then you know what? When you're in maintenance phase, you can eat stuff and hold on fine. Your weight will be fine. But you're very sensitive after a show. Very, very sensitive.
My biggest advice is to bring enough food. Don't just be like, oh, I just got to get to Saturday. No, bring your meals for Sunday. And This is from the girl who's like eating chocolate cake with her hands Saturday night. Okay, I eat. I eat. I'm in the line for feedback with a cookie every
Oh,
single
she
time.
was there. She had way more food than I did in the
Every
feedback line.
show I had a bucket of cookies. Okay, so like I eat. Okay, but I don't let it bleed into the next week. I'll also eat on Sunday, but I also have regular meals here and there. I have my breakfast, then I have some kind of regular meal with nutritional value, and then on Monday it's back on my egg whites and my cream of rice and whatever. Just so then it's not like a huge shock when you let it bleed into a couple days into the next week. Then you start telling yourself like, okay, I'll just give myself the week, and then
Yes.
it's like the month, and then it's, oh well, I'll just start prep again. It's fine. I needed the body fat. Like you will rationalize every
Yes.
bad habit that you do. You just have to set yourself up in the right position. Okay, this food's going to go bad. I need to eat it on Sunday. Like if you know you're flying home and it's like, oh, well, I'll just get food at the airport. Like, come on, you just have to, when you're still in the prep mode, you have to make the right decisions so that the post show hungry brain doesn't have all the bad options or all the excuses that they could make. You know, oh, I don't have food, so I'm just going to eat Subway. Like, no, you probably don't need Subway. You probably just have your chicken and rice. You know, like just set yourself up for success.
Yeah, that's such great points for being prepared after your show if you're traveling back. If it's a local show, same thing. Like you gotta get back on it on Monday, you guys. Like, I'm sorry. I don't go past Sunday. And like
Yeah.
even me, who's like extremely like pretty good, like with all that, I ate whatever I wanted because I was celebrating because I was very excited. But like sugar, you guys don't do it. If you do a
Oh,
lot of
addictive.
sugar, that sugar weight. Oh my God. You know how long it took me to get, and I'm still not down. You know how
And all the
long it
cravings come back because you know you
takes?
get deep in prep, the cravings are gone. So
And
it's
then
like
you're just
whatever.
swollen all the time.
Yes.
In the
Having
face.
your
Yes,
face
the
still
sugar is
puffed.
worse. So
Yeah.
I made a promise to myself, no sugar after a few of these shows because like it's so hard to bounce up because I had a meal out after Pittsburgh and Miami, and I was able to peak with that meal because all it was just regular food, no sweets. Once those sweets hit, I swear, that weight, and I did this like when I got my pro card, same thing. I had like sweets, and I'm like, oh, my weight won't come down, and it's just the freaking sweets. And I literally did like a depletion diet last week. Was it last week? Yeah, Monday through Friday. I literally did my
Like
peak week.
body is so insulin sensitive after prep that it just holds
Mhm.
on to everything in
It
your blood.
was
It's all whacked
awful.
out. Your hormones are whacked out, so
Yeah,
all that's just off balance. And then you throw sugar in your bloodstream on top of that.
I'm
yeah, it was
100%
awful.
positive I was hyperglycemic in that feedback line.
She's like, I'm still
Like
talking.
I know it. Had you took my blood sugar, it would have been in the 200s, 300s. Like I know for a
Sometimes
fact.
levels.
I did eat two entire cookies that were probably like 1,000
She definitely
calories.
did.
You
I was
know,
standing there. Well, we were waiting
and
for a
I
long
just kept
time.
going. Like I'm just, you know.
She was like, yeah, second place. And she's like,
Yeah, I'm like set yourself up for success as I'm like downing cookies left and right. But you just can't let it enjoy yourself, whatever, you know, just
yeah.
don't enjoy yourself on Monday. Like you just
Just
have to
stop on Sunday,
And
you
I
guys.
will say,
yeah,
like, after all this time I've had of just complete freedom, no regimen, no schedule that I'm used to, like, it
Get
makes me
over it.
appreciate the fact that, like, everything was so structured because I feel like my life was so much more together during prep. And it's just like, I just have to take those elements out of prep and then put it to my real life and then
yeah.
focus on being a fit girl during my off season.
Hmm.
Listen, Swan, I told you I'm going to throat punch you.
So
Listen, you
anyway,
want the booty. You want the
development
pink
kind of
booty. I'm
push
gonna
it back.
coach you is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna coach Swan to stage. I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna get you on stage. That's what
Well,
you
my
need me in your life.
now more a part of this whole journey because he's now in charge of yelling at me when he sees me trying to grab food I shouldn't be eating. He's part of my crap too, so
He's
Oh,
like, I
that's
don't want to
so
hear you complain
cute.
about your brutal prep.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. You got to be honest. Like, the more weight you gain or the more fat you have to pull off, the harder your prep's going to be. So, like,
yeah.
if you don't gain all that fat and you maintain like a decent level, you don't have to pull as hard. Like, you do got to realize that. But once again, you still need to pull down to get the look. So, you know, don't. don't compare to other people and what they're eating. Oh, but so and so is eating this to do. Who cares? That you ain't
You're
that.
not so and so. You
Yeah,
know.
it doesn't matter. Oh, I can't believe I'm eating less carbs. So that's not what I want to look like. I want to look like what I look like right now. So I'm gonna suffer. Like,
I
and
Yeah.
would
it's
say that's
okay.
like why it's important to take breaks because my first year of competing, I was that competitor that everybody hated where I only did 30 minutes of cardio at maximum to get in shape. And then towards the end of the like Pittsburgh, I was doing 90 minutes of cardio per day, and that's because everything just my metabolism just
Yeah.
My
really
cardio just got cut
killed
today.
and had to push hard this season. So
Yay,
Yeah.
no cardio for
But
Liz.
like yeah, I'm relatively lean and I've
yeah,
still done cardio all
Yeah.
up until this point. My calories just went up like yesterday, you
Well,
know.
here's the thing on peak week, that's when I caught my cardio too, is 3 days out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But before I was doing cardio until Friday up until the show.
Oh,
Even in Pittsburgh, I think I still had like 45 minutes of cardio up until the show, you
oh
know?
wow.
So it's like it just depends. It just depends
Well,
person
and
to
it does
person.
depend because,
From
like,
show to
sometimes
show.
people are like, Britt, well, how do you run peak week? Some people, I'm like, everyone's different. I'm like, some people I have to diet all the way through the show, and maybe they'll get a small little bump up of food. Like, like the girl I was telling you about, she did very well. She had, 65 carbs. She went to 90 for 2 days, and that was it. And then I looked at her and I'm like, a little too watery, back to 75. I pulled her to 75. Like, that's where she's a day out because you gotta just go with what it looks good. And then I looked at her on show day and I'm like, oh, you're gonna only have one meal and it's gonna be very small. It was extremely small. And I kept checking on her all day. I'm like, are you hungry? Because that was just the look. I couldn't feed her more because you got to go with the look and you have to understand that like coaches look at the person. So if you're getting a template very early, it's probably not for you.
I hate
there's a
seeing
lot
that.
of
That's
coaches
my
that do that
biggest pet
too.
peeve. When people post, "Oh, I got my peak week protocol." What do you mean you got your
Yeah.
peak week protocol?
Yeah, I mean, I know they're subject to change because I used to do that. Like, and I would say subject to change. I refuse to do it now. I'm like, I'm not doing it. Just here's your list of foods to pack in your bag for show day. But other than that, cook all the food you normally eat and be prepared to make adjustments like with portions on peak week because that's probably what's going to happen. And you might not get more food. You might only get a little bit of food. You might not. I'm like, don't get
You just
excited.
don't know. Yeah,
I just don't know until I see you on that day. And guess what? Then you get your plan. But like, like in preparation, I try to say like just prepare to do these certain things or have these certain foods on hand, like more rice. Most of the time it's just more rice. Have some rice cakes on hand. And have your pump foods, which is most of the time very minimal. It just depends on what that person eats. I'm not a person that pumps up people with sugar personally, because the sugar goes
why
to the
can't
gut.
you eye distress right before you need your gut to not be inflamed? It like pisses me off so much when people are
That's
eating
it.
like
You
sour
will,
candies, and I'm like, you haven't
yes,
had that in 20 weeks. Why would you
There was a
eat a
guy
Pop
that
Tart?
age at the
that
show I
blows your
Saturday
stomach out.
Doritos.
Yes.
My husband, if he's still on here, and then I'm gonna go, but he was like, sugar's like the worst thing. And here's the thing: on my peak week going to Girl Power, I had so many carbs that it was all like sugar based at that point because there was no other way to get 385 carbs in my body.
Are blowing up.
Um,
Without
and
just
my
being blown
stomach
to
looked like
shit.
trash. I
Yeah.
don't eat sugar. I don't eat sugar even in the off season. Oh, yeah, I do eat. I
It's
do
like,
eat.
well,
Wait, no, I do eat almond butter every day that has vanilla or the honey, the Justin's
oh,
one.
same.
Oh, that's
I have mine
Oh
back
my
there
god, that's
actually.
the
so
only
good.
sugar I don't cut out.
Vanilla scam.
Somebody, I think it was Larissa, she was like, that stuff's so bad for you. And I was like, you just need
Is
to let me
it?
have something. I don't know. It's $12 a freaking jar. That's the only thing that I consider bad about it. It's
I paid that
delicious.
$12 at Pittsburgh, by the way.
Yep. Yep.
But listen, that is literally I do eat it every day, and that's the little bit of sugar I have every day. You know why?
My
Because
little
it makes me
treat.
happy.
Okay. Yes. It's worth my
It's so good
sanity.
on sour
It's
cream bread.
fine. All I
Well,
have is like 17 grams a day. Trust me, it's not a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
I used to do like chocolate sun butter. Like in the off season, I'll do like chocolate sun butter. It's delicious. But
Yeah.
then I was fat on stage. And so then I stopped doing chocolate sun butter. Did that make me fat? Probably not. But like if
Right.
you're having problems, okay, cut it. If you're lean, if you're in condition,
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to
Mm,
do things for your
I've
mental
had
health.
Justin's. sweetened almond butter this whole prep, and I have no issues.
Okay, me
But
too.
here's the thing: I don't pump up on sugar. Occasionally, I'll say for someone to do a little bit of honey. It just depends, right? But like for the most part, I eat chips for my pump up, and it is fire
I
because
did
my
see you
body
with your
loves
potato
salt.
chips. Yeah.
Yes, listen, it is the best pump up snack for me because my body loves salt.
Yeah.
Loves it. It's
Because I
like,
saw a guy eating Doritos backstage at the Kuklo show, and I was like, what is he doing? That's the
yeah.
first time
I just
I see that.
I feel like Red 40 would mess my stomach
Oh yeah,
up right
the
now.
dye. Yeah, yeah. No, listen, all you need is some Lay's potato chips, you guys. It is so good. And it's because
Hmm.
it's potassium and sodium at
Yeah.
once and carbs and a little bit of fat. It's the best. So every show I
Just
enjoy my little
noted.
trip to the gas station getting my water bottles and I get my one little Lay's chips. And people are like, what the? And then I put it in my bag. Like, yes, this is so
I think
good.
that'll be my post show snack now. It's sounding really good now that we're talking about it. Like that sounds really delicious.
Potato chip.
Listen, you should find out about it for pump. I don't. You're already
I
vascular.
I
Don't do it.
can't. I'm way too vascular.
Yeah,
Like
I don't get vascular like that, like for stage. So like I have like one shoulder vein, but that's out in like the off season too. So, but like those, the chips for me work. And everybody was like freezing in Miami, and I'm like, why are y'all so cold? I'm over here hot, and I think it's because I eat so much salt.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's hot. I had my fan on at Southern USA this time because I learned my lesson from Girl Power. I was like this, I'm pumping, and then I'm like, have my fan, and like Sean was looking at me. She's like, and I was like, trust me, I get way too hot. And
I'm
I was
not
like,
gonna lie. I don't know if I'll do another Orlando show. I love Bombshell Productions. I like the way they put the
yeah,
shows on. I really love Shannon. Like I love the way they do their. It's Orlando. It's the humidity and
no,
nastiness
it's
It's
of
huge.
tough.
Orlando. Ugh, I hate like, and I smelled so bad. Like I
See, my
smelled
body's used
so
to it.
bad. Yeah, because you
Yeah.
live there, but me from Alabama, like it's a little humid, but it was nothing like that. We get like 70% at max humidity. I mean, it was like nasty. And like I had girls talking to me and I was like, please just don't get too close to me. Because
Well, I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be the same for St. Pete and Tampa, you guys. Like the
well, I'm not doing
humidity.
it. So,
Yeah, but the humidity's there. I mean, it is, but my body's used to it, right? So
yeah,
I do Florida all day.
that's so
Miami, oh,
good.
okay, no, wait a minute. Miami though was extra hot. I was like, I walked out and I'm like, okay, I live like 3.5 hours from here, and like I walked out of my hotel and I'm like, is it about to like rain? Like you felt like wet in the clouds,
Yes,
and I'm
that's
like,
the feeling. It's like everything is just like sticky and I don't
but
like
like,
it
but
bothers me.
like I'm used to that, like on a day to day, and in
Um,
Miami was like upgrading and was like, I think I
I
need
would
my
have done.
umbrella. I like
Yeah.
literally carrying my umbrella because I'm like, I feel like it's gonna rain. And like it never did, but I'm like, it feels like extra hot. Like it was like sticky. I was like, ooh.
I
And I
do
think
think
it's
I'll
gonna
come to
work.
Tampa regardless, just to support though. Like I
Yeah,
think that would be fun. I'll come stage mom and whatever.
yeah, girl, come stay with me.
I will just go frolic around in Tampa for a little bit.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, come from. I'm just hanging out after actually. So I'm competing on. I'm not doing open because I don't want to compete like 2 days later. It's just not in my.
are they
Yeah,
nice?
And I'm not. I've realized, like I said, I've realized my age is okay. Not saying I'm not gonna do bad, but I don't see myself winning Olympia, open for Olympia. So I'm just like I'm content with a Thursday show. Do you know we don't tan until the day of, which is weird, and I can't wait.
You don't
So
tan the day of?
we don't tan until the
no
morning
base
of the
coat.
show because we compete at like 7 p.m.
Oh. So you do base coat and
Yeah.
final coat?
I
Okay.
mean, I guess you do your own base, so it's fine. But for
Yeah.
someone who doesn't do their own
Yeah.
base, they need to learn how.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing my use, but like, I kind of like low key am excited. I'm like, oh, I could go to sleep and like wake up and I get my tan
Yeah,
at
shower.
7:30, and then they do another one at 12. Is that crazy?
Oh, okay, that's okay. That makes sense because it's so much later in the
It's at
evening that it has
seven
time.
o'clock.
I was
Yeah.
like, it's not gonna have time to develop, but yeah, okay,
It's 12 hours.
yeah, okay.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, yeah. I will say though, I rinse my tan, and people will ask me my tan routine, and then they'll question me when I tell them my tan routine. But I rinse the morning of the show going into it. But I do, I do it myself, so I have my own little things
Yeah.
because I just hate the sleeping in the tan and then not rinsing, and then I just mm-mm,
Yeah. Yeah, because
it
I'll
feels
rinse my base tans. I do my bases and I always rinse. But yeah, I'm kind of excited that I don't have to like put on my black sheet. Well, I'm gonna put my black sheets out to like lay around to the show day. But I'm like, oh, I could just like sleep. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm probably like excited about
normally.
this. I'm like, I could go to the bathroom when I wake up and like not worry about anything. Like,
It does seem
Yeah.
a lot less rushed when you're a pro, though, just how they do the flow of the shows. Like, you kind of get to roll into shows because that's what I did for
Yeah.
I love
I just
being a
showed
pro
up.
for the timelines. It's
Because
so
we have a
cool.
hard start every time. It's so lovely.
Yeah, you compete way later and you do your finals way earlier and you're like, this was nice.
Yeah.
So that is kind of like the perk you get as a pro athlete versus amateur. Like, they kind of care about you a little bit more backstage.
Yeah, I'll be up till midnight for my Master show, so I'll be sleeping in
Yeah.
on Friday. It's gonna be great. I still have no idea how I'm gonna approach it, but I'll start thinking about it. I'm not worried about it. I think that's why I'm gonna come in a little leaner,
Yeah. Just because, yeah, still have more
just to
food.
have that flux because I'm gonna have to eat a little bit more. I'm not gonna starve myself till 7.
But
Even if
they like your nighttime look so far. I mean, at the last two shows, they've liked you fuller like at night. So I'm like, that's not a bad thing for you. You
they
know?
always let me fuller, that's true. They never said like nothing crazy about like tighter except when I was actually fat, but like yeah, it's always like a little fuller.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even they said like they wanted your night show full. Like, isn't that what they
Yeah.
said at Miami? So
Yeah,
now it's like,
not yeah, prejudging. Yeah. Which is good, but like it's still hard, right? Because then you're gonna be thirsty and you're gonna be tired and
yeah.
whatever. All right, guys. Well, we'll wrap this up. I'm gonna get my stuff together for a nice 5 a.m. gym. And
Lovely.
Liz, it is just a couple days out, 3 days out. We're so excited to watch you. A live stream tvplm.com.
You missed
And
the show to catch.
yes, we're very excited. We are hoping for the Olympia qualification for you. And we know you've been working hard and you look fantastic and you're definitely a front runner.
Absolutely.
Thanks. No pressure, guys.
Well, and you're my friend, so I'm going to tell you that
Of
either
course.
way.
Of course.
I'm like, even at Southern USA, I'm like, you got this. You won.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, no, Britt, they moved me out. Like
I'm
there
like,
was five
no, there's
girls.
just
You were like,
one more.
no. And yeah, that's what you said. I was like, no, Britt, I got second. You're like, let's just see. I was like, okay.
I know, I was like,
You were
so
kind of
pumped.
in denial until the very end.
I'm like, it's great. You're
Look,
fine.
Even at final, she was like, just wait. I was like, no, no, Britt, it was a 5-man call out. Like
I was
she
like,
was
no,
so
I'm not
optimistic.
convinced.
you're the winner in our eyes.
Yeah.
I know, I'm like there with
So
my
optimistic.
pizza and my trophy. Nah, I'm still not convinced. We need our picture.
Right, right.
I like seeing both of you guys win in your respective fields of
Aw.
keeping me just afloat with just staying motivated to not
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah.
keeping me
Yeah.
Listen,
excited.
One out of three cats. That
that's
is
right.
we gotta
Just work
catch
on
that
the
tomorrow.
pee. Just work on the
Yeah.
pee, you guys. No feedback on my glutes, you guys. just keep peeing.
Yeah.
We keep peeing. That
The
was
ski butt.
Yeah.
pee
Out of
butt.
context. Out of context is
No, that didn't make sense. We call our butts peas, okay? Like, because if you stand, it goes like this.
Projection.
yeah.
That's kind of like my off-season body. Like, I can't wait. Like, I'm ready.
Dude, I cannot wait to have my ass back. Like I
Yeah.
cannot express
Like
enough.
right now, by the
Yeah,
way. Like,
there's competition butts, and then there's the
Oh,
actual pee butt where you just stand, and then the butt goes like this, and then your legs are there.
yo,
That's
for
like
what
real,
we
like
have.
our first leg day that I did where I was like hip thrusting heavy, the P booty came, and I was like, oh, it's there. Okay, it exists. It kind of deflated a little bit.
There you
the
go.
That was
deflation
pretty what I was doing.
is
Just
so
hammer your
rough.
glutes, girl.
Yeah.
Listen, whenever you're in town or whenever I'm in Texas, we're gonna get a leg day in together. Because I know we did upper, but I think we need to do a lower body together.
Oh, I'm scared. I'm
Trust me. All right, guys. Well, this is a wrap. I'm glad we were able to do it, and we'll chat soon. And hopefully, after Toronto, we'll have a good topic to talk about, like the Olympia. No pressure. But either way,
Yeah.
we're still gonna do a wrap up. Either way, we're still gonna do a wrap
Yeah.
up.
just
And we'll
getting
have a good topic one way or another. It's gonna be a great it'll be a great one. So
Yeah, because then I'm gonna be busy towards the end of June, and then we could always do right before 4th of July too is another option. Just depends what everyone's doing. But thanks again, you guys. I'll put it on YouTube, and I hope you all have a great night. And everyone said good luck here, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye.